Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Cuz You Don't Know Football. Guys, we just got through week 18. We're going to get into the playoffs. We just saw an amazing game, an amazing game by the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. We got Cesar coming on. He may not be the happiest, but we're going to get him in here regardless. I think. Yes, we're gonna get him in here regardless, and we're gonna do the damn thing. Zark, can you hear us?
I can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
Okay, are we ready for this bullshit?
Listen, man. Welcome, man. I know this is a rough time for you right this moment. I just want you to know, man, I'm proud of you, man, just for saying strong. This is what handling business is like, ladies and gentlemen. This is what handling business is like. How you feel?
Man, I feel like we got a mission to take care of next year.
I understand. All right, cool. So now we got through week 18. We all the playoffs are set. Everything is set. We know what the playoff picture is going to look like. So I just wanted to load this episode with a whole bunch of topics about how I felt about or where we at with it. But first, we're going to talk about this Ravens Steelers game. So let's get straight into that. So if you up right now, and by the way, we're the first ones to be recording and talking about this. Like everybody else is after this. So this is fresh. You understand? Fresh. All right. So the Baltimore Ravens traveled up to Pittsburgh and played the Pittsburgh Steelers. And short answer, they came up a little short. Pittsburgh Steelers won 26-24. Uh eliminating the Baltimore Ravens from playoff contention. Lamar Jackson, he was 11 to 18 for 238 yards, three touchdowns, one pick. Now, he did get sacked three times, but he had 121 passer rating. Derrick Henry had 20 carries for 126 yards, no rushing touchdowns, though. Zay Flowers had four receptions for 138 yards and two touchdowns, and Devontae Walker had a receiving touchdown as well. Now, on the Steelers side, Aaron Rodgers, he was 31 of 47, 294 yards, one touchdown. He had no picks. He got sacked twice. He had a 90 passer rating. Um, Jalen Warren had 14 carries for 66 yards, but there were two rushing touchdowns, one by Curtis Gainwell, and Connor Hayward had a rushing touchdown as well. It was the tush push. And receiving wise, they had Kendall Gainwell led them with eight receptions for 64 yards. And Calvin Austin the third had 55 yards receiving and one receiving touchdown. So give your whole. I'm gonna let you just go for a second. Just go ahead and tell us what happened this game. What did you see? How do you feel about the outcome? Did the better team win?
Yes, the better team did win. The Ravens, we ever since Ozzie Newsome left, we haven't been completely fielding the best team we could. We needed additional pass rushers this year. Um,
I've been telling you that for a couple years.
I know 2 years ago we had it. 2 years ago we were right there. But we let Jadeveon Clowney go on free agency.
Mhm.
If you saw the after this afternoon game, he went off with the Cowboys. You know, he's playing for his uh his NFL future. I mean, like,
Absolutely.
so look for him to go somewhere else. I don't know if the Cowboys can afford him. Um, we need additional pass
You might
rushers.
want to start getting real affordable. We continue.
Well, I mean, the way he played, he's gonna be someone's he's gonna come off the bench and be in that third down rotation for somebody that needs to bolster their pass rush,
Mhm.
like my Ravens or just anybody.
Right,
Uh,
right. But okay, but
and he's gonna be affordable, but I think the Cowboys salary cap is kind of screwed. I think they owe money,
okay,
if I'm not mistaken.
okay,
But
cool. So Ravens, Steelers.
so Ravens, like I said, we need the pass rush. Um, DeAndre Hopkins, he had a little bit left in the tank. Obviously, nothing tonight. Um, I think we did fairly well. Um, I mean the Steelers, we should have won this game, but it would have helped us because the next game we would have met a much tougher opponent.
Hmm.
The Steelers, when they get back DK Metcalf, they'll be more, like especially because uh Hamilton went down. So
Yes. Yes.
without
With concussion.
Hamilton, without a true number two receiver, without a pass rush, we're just getting a worse draft pick next year.
Okay.
So I'm perfectly fine going home like this. We still have most of the major pieces going into next year. We have a little bit of cap space. The Steelers are going to be a first round exit, I believe. Who they playing? I think they're playing.
Houston. They're playing Houston. They're hosting Houston.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to beat Houston. Maybe
Okay.
with DK Metcalf, I really do like DK Metcalf. It's not going to be as cold. Aaron Rodgers might be more effective, but uh, I just I don't know.
Okay.
This game was very good. It had all the suspense. We were leading 10-0
Zero.
at one point. Then it was 10-10, I believe, at the half.
They took it all the way back to 13-10. They got
Yeah.
13 straight.
Yeah. Um, and then it was a back and forth like the last 4 minutes of the game. Like it was very exciting. It's kind of disheartening because Lamar didn't put no points up for like a whole half. Like between the second and the third half, he didn't score, and then he put up another 14 points on the back end. I mean, we should have went for it. We had about 25 seconds on the clock, and we opted to take the knee and kick the field goal. We should have took one more shot. Well, you know what they say, scare money don't make money. And that seems to
That's
be
from
the
home. That's from Atlantic City, y'all. That's straight from the crib right there.
scare money don't make money. That
All right.
seems to be the
So,
motto for the Ravens.
oh my bad. Were you finished or
I just said scare money don't make money. That seems to be the model for Ravens. Like over the years, we get a lead, we play prevent defense, and then that prevent defense just prevents you from winning. We had the opportunity. We should have just kept striking. We had the momentum going. We should have took one more shot. It was third down. We had two more downs to go. Actually, it was second down when they took the knee, third down when they kick for the field goal. All you need is 5 seconds left to kick a field goal.
okay?
Um, that's a bad decision on Harbaugh, just like 2 weeks ago was a bad decision on Harbaugh to sit Henry, just like and then the other thing is you never leave it down to the refs. Just like when we beat the Steelers a couple weeks ago and they called it back after that catch, you can never leave it up to chance, and that this is leaving it up to chance.
Absolutely, absolutely. I like talk about a tale of it would I would say two halves, but it's like two different games. It was a defensive slugfest. Then it turned into this offensive shootout. You know what I mean? But the one thing that was consistent, and it's always going to be consistent between Ravens and Steelers games, motherfuckers is not finishing the game, okay? Motherfuckers getting knocked out. People are getting knocked out and not finishing the game. This is what I remembered, and it's like the only game left that I would say that happens. You know, and it's always a beautiful thing to watch. It's a shame that the Ravens came up short, a little short, but I mean, there's always a next year. You know what I mean? Trust me, my coach will be right there. We'll be sitting next to each other. I'll bring the chips, you bring the dip, and we'll watch these playoffs together. Yeah.
Oh
Okay,
man.
so we're gonna jump into the playoffs. But before we jump over to the playoffs, let's take a little. I want to do a little revisionist history and give shout out to some teams that didn't make the playoffs, and just see what you feel about who you know what I mean next year and what next year is going to lead for a certain team. So my major question is, and if you have more than one, you can say more than one. Which team laid the foundation for them to take a big leap next year out of the teams that didn't make the playoffs or bad
All
teams?
right. So a bad team that laid the foundation for a big leap. I still don't think they're gonna make the playoffs next year, but I really like what the direction the Giants are going in. Very, very young team. They had two studs on defense. Abdul Carter, and I forget the other guy's name, but this kid, I think he had like 18 sacks. They got a nice
Brian
receiver.
Burns.
There you go. They got a nice receiver, and then they still have like some draft picks. Um, I don't think they're gonna win. I don't think they're gonna be 500 next year. But the fact that I feel like 85% of the team is under 24, you
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
And they don't really have major contracts at this point. I feel like they are turning like because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, who was a quarterback? Who was a quarterback? Who was a quarterback? I feel like they like this kid Dart. I feel like even though they don't have a true running back like Derrick Henry, they have like a little running back by committee thing going. They had like 4 or 5 guys average 400 yards on the season.
Hmm.
I mean, that way you never have to pay anybody, and you're never really the same offensive weapon every week. I really like that for the Giants. Again, not a playoff team, but I think they won 3 games this year. See them win six next year, which is a huge leap in my opinion.
Okay. So I have three teams in mind. One's going to surprise you, but I have three teams in mind that I'm looking at to make a big leap for next year. First and foremost, the New Orleans Saints. Listen, I love how they finished this season. They went in wrecking playoff teams, like their positioning or their ability to make the playoffs. They did that. They won four straight games coming down the stretch. They did lose today, but I love it when teams lose. I mean, the players, the big money players, right? Then they start going on winning streaks. It shows you a lot about what might have been in the way and what might be able to unleash them for next year. But New Orleans,
I have two issues with that.
go ahead.
Who's their quarterback?
Tyler
Because
Shaw. Have you not been watching Tyler Shaw? Tyler Shaw,
I know
listen, Tyler
I
Shaw, I'm
know
not I'm not saying he's a pro bowler. Tyler Shaw, for a rebuilding team, I know they don't need a quarterback next year. I know they don't need a
I,
quarterback next year.
I think they still need a quarterback next year because the beginning of the season, that kid Ratliff looked just as good. Like, and then he got injured, and then I mean, like, I don't think that that's like a dead set who's starting next year. I mean, like, I feel like Tyler played well when he got the opportunity. I feel like Ratliff played well when he had the opportunity. I just don't know I mean, are they? Can you confidently say that? It's like slow, right?
It could be Shuck
SCH.
or Shaw. It's spelled Shaw, but it could be Shuck. I've heard people say
Okay,
Shuck.
but are you think they're dead set on starting him, or is it going to be a competition?
I'm 100% sure in the first round of the draft, they're not drafting a quarterback.
Oh,
I'm sure.
I could. I mean, there's also no
I'm telling.
quarterbacks to
Okay, so and
draft.
then I'll advance it. I'm 100% sure that starting week one next year, their quarterback position, they already have it on their roster. I know that.
Okay, yeah, but do you think you think it's going to be Shuck or Ratliff?
I think it's gonna be Shuck.
Okay. Like I thought they missed the opportunity because when everybody was paying all that extra money, I would have got rid of Chris Olave and got as much draft capital as possible for him.
Well, they did that with everybody else. Now, I probably would have gone and done that as well. However, what I'm saying, the reason why this job was so unattractive coming into the season was you knew that there wasn't a lot of like potential on this roster right now, and their salary cap was trash. And
It's still trash.
it's still, but it's so much better. It's a little bit clearer, and you can see a foundation of where they could be working towards. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're one of the teams that I'm looking at to make a leap next year. So the second team that I'm looking at to make a little bit of a leap next year, or at least be a little bit more of a threat, actually, the Miami Dolphins. For very similarly the same reasons that I said for the New Orleans Saints. Listen, man, they gave up a lot of their big money players as well, and they were in the playoff race longer than the Kansas City Chiefs. They're the ninth seed right now, if I'm not mistaken, as quiet as it's kept. They did not have a bad season, even though it feels like the wheels fell off. Mike McDaniels saved his job. I liked what he did. Um, to be honest with you, I would like to see them go even further and get rid of um, Tyreek Hill and get more on the roster to help them along for next year. But yeah, Miami definitely, I feel as though laid a foundation for next year for themselves. Um, and then finally, this is a surpriser. Finally, the the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, right before like the last 2 weeks, we were looking at the Cowboys, and they were starting to make that turn to be not only a team that could make the playoffs, but like you might actually want to avoid them. I think this offense fits Dak Prescott a lot more, where he doesn't have to be great. Um, he can spread it around. It's not reliant on him to be something that he's not, and he can let the players be the players and carry this offense. I just have a question about what they're going to do with the defense and adding more players to that defense. You had mentioned that Jadeveon Clowney might be too expensive for him or whatever, but I want to see what they're going to do with this draft and this defense because that defense, after losing all of those players, still somehow got a little bit better. And and I liked what I saw from them going down the stretch. To be honest with you.
So here's my issue with the three teams you just named.
Hmm.
The Saints, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, respectively, 15 million over the salary cap, 15 million over the salary cap, 33 million over the salary cap. I really do like what the Cowboys did. They had a vet. I think they had the number one offense in football, but they have to sign George Pickens to keep that offense. In addition to I know they got extra draft picks because the Micah Parsons trade.
Hmm.
I was staying away. So now I when you gave me like the topics, I thought they were two different topics. Which bad teams will lay the foundation and which non-playoff team can make the playoffs next year?
Well,
Uh,
they're kind of. If you had one, you could have said it. But if you had one
yeah,
of each, you could have said either one. Either way.
yeah. So um, as far as a non-playoff team, obviously I'm gonna go back to my division. I think my Ravens, we literally were on the border this year
I could see
between
that.
between the Ravens and the Bengals. I feel like both teams will be in the playoffs next year. The Bengals signed three of their four most important players last year, or have three of their four most important players signed. They got to re-sign that DN, and then they have $70 million in cap space. You know what you can do with $70 million in cap space? Like, granted, um, that DN is going to take up probably 20, maybe 25 million of it, right? Actually, no, the market's reset. He's definitely going to take 40 million of it, but they still got seven draft picks. They had a terrible season. All those draft picks are going to be fairly good. My Ravens, we don't have 70 million, but we got 30 million, and I feel like we got answers everywhere. And then on top of that, I want to say we have seven draft picks or eight draft picks as well. Now on the NFC side, like I do like the Cowboys because they were first in the NFL offense. But look at the Commanders. If their quarterback stays healthy, right? Debo
They're going 80
Samuels,
million next year.
80 million, and they only got five draft picks.
Hmm.
But Debo Samuels can't request more money. He's not the same Debo. He knows that. We know that. Everybody knows that. He might be sipping the Kool-Aid, but all right, then don't sign him. Go get a Mike Evans. There's going to be a great receiver at a discount next year.
Hmm.
You got they pretty much have everything else locked up. I think they gotta re-sign that their linebacker. Um then another team that's not gonna make the playoffs that's gonna be right there, the Buccaneers. They have money, they have draft picks. Let me see. Um they got 37 million in cap space, seven draft picks. Now, are they going to re-sign all their free agents? They got three guys on defense. They got to re-sign, and then Mike Evans. Mike Evans going to give them a home team discount,
Hmm.
like
Probably.
37 million. They got seven draft picks. They might be able to re-sign everybody and get what they need because their quarterback ain't a top five paid quarterback, which is going to be key to them. Here's another one. The Lions didn't make the playoffs.
That was my team. That was
I
my
I
team. You just took
I
my team.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I feel like the Lions got a chance. You know what I mean? Because they got everything they need. I think they only got re-signed one free agent, but they don't have very much in cap space, but they're also not very far off, and they love their coach. Like I don't know. I didn't foresee them not making the playoffs this year, just like I didn't foresee the Ravens. Just like there's been a lot of upsets, like, but I really do think that the Lions, like, I think the Vikings are done for like 2 years. They got 38 million over the cap and no quarterback. I mean, like, I looked at that like because when I'm looking at all these teams, like you got the Titans, the Raiders, the Jets, 105 million, 100 million, 75 million. Like, I think the Titans have their quarterback. They got 7 draft picks to come get, but their division's loaded, so I can't see them making the
Okay.
playoffs next year. The Raiders, I don't know what the hell um their coach is doing. I mean, they had Chip Kelly on the team, giving guys the wrong information, setting guys up for failure. Like I can't see them doing much better. I would like the Jets, but they got too many questions. But I really do think that
They could rebuild
between
next year. They could rebuild next year.
with no quarterback,
I said they could rebuild. They could take a leap next year. They could rebuild. They have like 3 first round picks in like the next
no,
like
they
2 years.
they got 4 first round picks in the next 2 years
Yeah.
because
So
they got two from your team. Thank you.
right.
Yeah,
But hold on,
but
hold on,
they're
hold on,
not.
hold on, hold on. Before you get too far there, let me go back to the Lions. Let me go back to the Lions real quick.
Okay, sir. I apologize.
That's okay. So the reason why I'm not shocked that the Lions didn't make the playoffs, I didn't predict them not making the playoffs, but I knew they were going to take a step back. And the reason for it was because they got rid of, or they had to change their offensive and defensive coordinators. Well, the problem with that is there's a culture change. There's an understanding that has to happen for that to happen. Sometimes you don't have the right players in certain positions to do those things. But coordinators know that they can kind of fill in those gaps with cheaper options too. Like they can say, listen, if you get this cheaper option, I can overachieve with this whole thing. So going through an off season now, now the culture has shifted and the talent is still there. So I look at the Detroit Lions as definitely a team that can rebound next year and get right back into the playoffs. With yeah, like I said, like even if they now, oh excuse me, got tongue tied. I do think they need another pass rusher. Um, with $4 million, yes, that's going to be kind of hard, but they're probably going to have to dip into the salary cap into the negative, like a lot of other teams. But with
I,
that said, if
I
they
don't
did
think so.
that, if they hold on, but if they did that, if they got the pass rusher, I think they have the talent, and then they would have the camaraderie. Like they've been together, like they would know how to work together with a full off season. They could be actually very dangerous next
Yeah,
year.
yeah, but I also think with only needing like I mean they need a couple other people, but if you get a rusher first and third round because you got 7 draft picks, you don't need a whole lot. You got receivers, you got running backs, you got a quarterback. Yeah, I mean you got D backs, you got a lot, you got everything filled. You're just trying to upgrade positions. If you go get a pass rusher first round, first, second, or maybe first and fourth, you I think they're going to be solid. That 4 million is going to last them.
Okay, all right, cool. So, so where are we at now? Um, Yes. So I did have another team though that I think can make uh, a big leap, but I think that it would take them to have some conversations with themselves about what it is that they're trying to do. But the Cincinnati Bengals, um, you know how I feel about the Bengals. You know how I feel about Joe Burrow. I think the clock is ticking on him, and I think they need to start having conversations with themselves about well, how do we maximize Joe Burrow's career. You know what I mean? And I could see them coming off of T. Higgins this offseason. You know what I mean? I could see that happening. And if stuff like that starts to happen, I think like those kind of moves would be moving towards what I've been saying about them, which is they're too top heavy at wide receiver. They have way too many holes on this team to have these wide receivers that need a team for them to be successful. So I want to see them start to make moves like that. They have a pretty decent amount of salary cap space, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah, they got 69 million.
Yes,
That's
and
why that's why I don't see them coming off of T. Higgins. You got money this year. Like if they were strapped for cash, I 1000% agree with you. But they're not. So
but
why
but
would you?
but but I'll say this. I'll say that in conclusion of what I was saying, they go back to that to the next year's season, re-signing all of them, not filling out this roster. I have my answer about them, and I'll actually be agreeing with you about Joe Burrow, in terms of where his career is going to go. And that doesn't mean I'm going to agree. I'm going to disagree with you about the talent, but where the career is going to go, it's not going to go very well come playoff time.
All I'm gonna say is this is like one of them situations, right? Does a quarterback make a receiver great, or does receivers make a quarterback great? And like everybody can say how great Joe Burrow is, right? And he's a good quarterback. He's an upper echelon good quarterback. Great. I don't think you can miss the playoffs 3 years in a row and consider yourself great, especially in your prime.
So
Especially in your prime,
to answer
because
your,
you only got so many prime years, right?
uh,
So what's the average lifespan of a NFL starting quarterback? 15 years. You normally don't start the first two, so we're looking at 13. So out of he's like in what year seven? He's already missed the playoffs 4 times.
mhm.
Like at like, all right, you gonna stack a whole bunch of numbers. You're gonna be like Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford will make the Hall of Fame. Don't get me wrong. He's gonna make the Hall of Fame. But is he gonna be on that list of all-time great quarterbacks? No.
No,
Like,
no.
you know what I mean? Like, yes, you can have a bunch of empty stats. Oh, I won the Triple Crown and missed the playoffs.
But stay right there with Matthew Stafford. So I'm gonna go back to your question. Does a great quarterback need wide receivers, or does a great wide receiver need a quarterback? I don't think either one needs either one if they're actually great. I don't think a great wide receiver. I think a great wide receiver would still put up numbers, even if he didn't have a great quarterback. It would be harder for him. The degree of difficulty is harder for the wide receiver. But I've seen way too many times all time great quarterbacks, they're winning their Super Bowls with average wide receiver course. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's that. So Matthew Stafford, I think he's resurging his whole case for himself right now, having giving up somebody like a Megatron, and also giving up somebody like a Cooper Cup, and now having these new wide receiver cores. It's kind of clear he could play with different wide receiver cores if the culture makes sense, if the GM can figure it out, if the head coach can coach, if you know what I mean, if it's a solid foundation, he's going to be the MVP of the league this year. He's going to be the MVP of the league this year. So understand that Devontae Adams got hurt a long part of the year. This is probably his weakest wide receiver core that he's being great with.
Weakest? I mean, Devontae Adams got hurt like week 15 or week. You know what I mean?
He,
Like,
no, he got hurt earlier in the year too. He missed like 3 games earlier this year too.
I
Puka
I
Nakua
feel
got
like
hurt this game. Puka Nakua got hurt too.
I feel like I really do like Matthew Stafford is good, but we give him way more credit than is due. Like I feel like
But,
he's
but,
like
but
a
hold on,
He's
hold on.
like
Let
a
me stop.
Dak
Let me stop
Prescott.
you right there. Let me stop you right there. It's not that I'm saying he's not carrying this. Okay,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm telling you, he's not carrying this. But what I'm saying is, when he got what he needed to be successful, and it wasn't necessarily dependent on him having to be great, he showed his greatness. And if you can't, that's a trait of a great quarterback. Period. Like I don't.
Goodness, not greatness. Watch your mouth. Goodness.
He's
He
going to
showed
be
his
the MVP
goodness.
of the league this year. That's great. He showed
He
greatness.
he's going to be the MVP of the league this year, and it's probably going to be one of the most questionable MVPs we've seen in 20 years. Like, let's be completely honest. When we stack, because you like history, when we go back 20 years and we're like, one of these guys don't belong, he's going to be the guy in the picture everybody picks out. Like,
But you still can't hold anything against. Like if you did it, you did it. I get it. If,
bro,
if, if, if it
but
was controversial, like
the
somebody
rules
was better,
change. The rules change because it's it's all right. We don't never is never the guy with the best numbers. It's the guy with the best record with good numbers, right? He's not the guy with the best. He didn't even win his division.
he's
Like
11, he's 11-5.
I don't. bro,
or
I
12
don't
and 5?
care. I
He's
don't
12 and
care.
5.
He didn't win his division. He's not a 1 or a 2 seed. Like you're making excuses for him, but like let's be realistic. The standard has cannot change every time they feel like it just to make one of these DEI quarterbacks feel better. Like that's not how it
No,
works.
but no, what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, if it was controversial, like if Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen was having a season that was like, yo, this is crazy, and it was a real conversation, I would say okay. But there's no who like I'm okay,
his
but I'm
season's
I'm
mad
okay saying
pedestrian.
hold on. I'm okay saying he's the weakest MVP of all time. I'm cool saying it.
Yes.
But he is MVP, and you got to understand that he's
I'm gonna ask you
MVP.
this question. I'm gonna ask you this question because you're like, I love controversy, right? Is he the best player on this team? Yeah, you're thinking already. He's not. Like, period.
Hold on. No, I would say Puka Nacua is the best player on their team. But the reason why I'm thinking about it is because Puka Nacua he really thrives against zone coverages. Against man coverage, he can kind of get dealt with a little bit more. But I'll give it to Puka Nacua right now.
Yeah, Puka Nacua. I like Kyron Williams before I like Stafford,
No, I do not like
and
Kyron Williams before Stafford.
Kyron Williams is a monster,
I didn't
bro.
say
Like,
he's sharing the load right now with pause. He's sharing the backfield right now with Blake Corum. So Blake
yeah,
Corum is taking a lot of heat off of him too.
I think that I think that Matthew Stafford is going to win MVP as well. I know this is another one of your topics. I want to get into that, but I think like Matthew Stafford's going to win as well. But it's only because they bend the rules for certain players, right? So like realistically, the best, the normal MVP standard, it should be Drake May. The best player on the best team
But
is
his
the
stats,
MVP.
he doesn't have like
His numbers are very mediocre. Stafford's numbers are not unworldly. Like, did he lead in any statistical category? I don't think Stafford is leading in yards. He's not leading in touchdowns. He's not leading in passer rating. Like, you're making, I could really understand this if he was a triple crown or two or the three or any one of them. He's not leading in any statistical category, and they're winning most likely because of
so.
the entirety of the
Do you know
team.
why that happened?
Why?
Because he had to plug the roster together because they had a lot of injuries. Once again,
Oh,
Puka Nacua was injured for about a
okay.
month. He was gone for about a month. Devontae Adams was there. Devontae Adams got injured for about a month. He wasn't there. Puka Nacua was there. He had injuries on the offensive line. The defense had to come together. They had a regime change in terms
Uh,
of how they were approaching running the ball because now with Blake Corum, I understand. I'm gonna get right to you because now with Blake Corum there, now they had to basically say, all right, Kyron Williams, we got to fit Kyron Williams back into it. This was them putting things
I,
together
I get all
collectively
that.
as well.
I get all
So,
that.
so your stats are going to come down when you gotta make sure that somebody else is taken care of, or for us to win. I can't just air it out because I don't have what I need there. So I got to make sure these running backs are taken care of, or this tight end. You see what I'm saying? Like when you have to figure that out, your numbers will drop. You can't hold
Bro,
that against him, and I'm using
I,
that to say that's why he's the MVP. He figured
I'm
out.
whoa. I'm not holding it against him. I'm not holding it against him.
You did. You
No,
just
no,
said
no,
passer
no, no,
rating was
no, no,
down
no,
and
no,
yards was down, and
no, no.
he's not leading
I,
anything.
I didn't say all that. All I'm saying is the formula normally is the best player on the best team, and he is not the best player on the best team. That's normally the formula. The best player on the quarterback on the best team, and sometimes
So Drake
every
May's the best player on Pitt on in New England.
yes,
No, he's not. You know Stephon Diggs is better than him. You know Stephon Diggs is better than him.
Stephon Diggs
You know
is
Stephon Diggs is better than him.
he's not better than him. He's not better
Oh
than him.
my goodness.
Stephon Diggs is playing for child support.
Oh
Stephon
my
Diggs is paying for child
goodness.
support. He's the biggest name on
Now
that
you're
team.
being unfair.
He's the biggest name on that team.
No,
So
he's the
you're
best player
telling
on the
me
team.
Stephon Diggs means more to
See, that's where the
Drake May?
difference is. That's the difference in what you're saying. You said means more. You didn't say was. I didn't say who means more or anything like that. You said who was the best player because Puka Nacua does not mean more to this team than Matthew Stafford. I'm simply saying I agreed. Puka is the best player on that team. He doesn't mean more than Matthew Stafford. All I said was Stephon Diggs is the best player on the team, but Drake May
That
means
that
more to the
wasn't the point
team.
I was making. That wasn't the point I was making.
No, but when you say means more, that's different than who's the best. You said the best player
No,
on the best
but you gotta
team.
let me finish the statement.
Neither one of them are the best player on their best team.
Uh, let, let me finish the statement. Is Stephon Diggs more important to Drake May than Puka Nakua is to Matthew Stafford?
Is Stephon Diggs?
More important
I would say it's
to
about the
Drake
same, to be
May.
honest with you.
That okay? So
Because Drake May had to get his confidence boosted.
uh,
He had to, he
okay.
had he had to feel like, listen, if I do this, it's all good. Puka Nakua cannot say if you do whatever, like, all right, we're going downtown. I'm going to get open downtown. Throw that motherfucker down there.
Puka
That's not Puka
Nakua.
Nakua can't do that.
This is how important Puka Nakua is to that team. He's clearly a top 10, top five wide receiver in the league. This man said, this is psychological warfare. This man said, this is Devonta Adams' team. Like, I'm the number two receiver. You know
When did
how
he say that?
he said that at the beginning of the season when they picked up Devonta Adams. He said it in an interview. Google it. Bro, I when you are the shit and you can allow somebody else to because you know they're an ego case. This reminds me of the Miami Heat and Dwayne Wade. Oh, it's LeBron James team. LeBron just came clear across the country to come with the one with you because you're the champion, my boy. He allowed him to have that psychological because it didn't matter. Hit winning is what Puka Nakua cares about. And guess what? They're winning. Drake May, Stephon Diggs, we all know how big of a headache he could be. Look what he did with the Bills. Look what he did with the Texans. We all that's not a benefit to have a Stephon Diggs. Maybe this year Stephon Diggs is humbled because if you don't make it here, you're not making it anywhere, my boy. You're done in the league. You just came off an injury and you're on your third team. You know what I mean? Your fourth team. I'm telling you right now, under normal circumstances, it's hands down Drake May. Because this rhetoric of he won a Super Bowl, he's like he needs a little more to get into the Hall of Fame. It's going to be Matt Stafford. I put that on my DraftKings. I got Matt Stafford as the MVP, and I don't believe he's the true MVP.
Okay. 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 All right, cool. So let's do this. Um, welcome back. Round two. Okay. So first half of the episode was definitely dope, but now we're gonna have to move into these playoff teams now. You know what I mean? Let's get straight into that. So the seeds are set, okay? So the number one seed in the NFC is the Seattle Seahawks. The number one seed in the AFC is the Denver Broncos. Okay, let's start with the Denver Broncos. Are the Denver Broncos worthy of being a number one seed? And are they going to fall short, like lose earlier than you think?
I personally think that the Denver Broncos, I typically wouldn't say they were worthy of it. Maybe I'm just a Bo Nix hater. But this year has been a very different year in the NFL. So yes, they are. They have a lights out defense. Their quarterback, he does enough to get by. He doesn't lose them games. They're in a tough division, and I think they're 100% worthy of being a number one team.
Okay. So, yeah, with the Denver Broncos, I think the AFC got the best team as the number one seed in the AFC. The Denver Broncos are my pick for the AFC representative in the Super Bowl. I said if I was wrong, I thought it would be the Houston Texans, but I think it's gonna be one of those two teams. But I know Bo Nix is a big question mark and a big what if. I think Sean Payton being his head coach allows for one this defense and a play calling that says hide what you can't kind of do, but I'm going to showcase the things that you can do because I think he's shown a lot of promise, a lot of fourth quarter promise this year. So it's not that he doesn't have it. It's just in the first three quarters, he's been very inconsistent with it. But when they needed it, he's definitely provided what they needed.
I mean, I'm this year has
I
been
totally get
very
it though.
this year's been very different. Like normally that number one seed, that quarterback is an MVP quarterback. That quarterback is a somebody you can hang your hat on. You know what I mean? Like obviously we've been spoiled because we had in the AFC, we've had Patrick Mahomes all those years, and then right behind him, you've had Lamar and Josh Allen, Josh Allen, Lamar, and then you had a Joe Burrow. So like it was very easy to say, oh yeah, they deserve to be number one, right?
Mhm.
But this year, like I maybe I'm a Bo Nix hater. He almost threw for 4,000 yards, um, touchdown to interceptions 2 to 1, a little bit better than 2 to 1. Um, I listen. I'm not mad at it. They didn't have a 1,000 yard rusher, but they did have Cortland Sutton with 1,000 yards receiving. Troy Frank 700 yards. I mean it's a complete team. I think it's more so a defensive team, and that's why I'm going to say they deserve it.
Okay.
Nick Bonito's a monster.
Yeah, their pass rush is sickening. Yeah, so we agree on that. So same question, NFC. Seattle Seahawks. Are the Seattle Seahawks worthy of being the number one overall seed? And will they fall short? Are they gonna lose earlier than you think?
I don't think they're going to lose earlier than you think.
Mhm.
I think that this team is worthy of being that. I think that Sam Darnold got a bad rap because of where he was. Like, I was not a Sam Darnold believer, but back to back winning seasons,
Mhm.
two different offensive coordinators, two different head coaches, two different teams, two different offensive schemes, two different sets of offensive weapons. Like he literally is surprising me, right? Like man, I think he's like some quarterbacks take they're like wine. They you gotta let the shit breathe a little bit. You know what I mean? Like Sam
Redheaded
Darnold.
wine. Sam
There
Darnold, redheaded wine.
you go. Sam Darnold, like if you would have said like at the beginning of the season, I said, oh, they lost DK Metcalf. They got Sam Darnold,
And
fool's
Tyler Lockett.
gold. Yeah, I said fool's gold.
Mhm.
Let me shut my ass up. Let me
Okay.
shut my ass
Okay.
up. And they're in a very three teams from that division went. I mean, they're in a very tough division with the presumptive MVP. And the 49ers also made it. Like, and the 49ers, even though they had a lot of injuries, they are still star studded. It's not like it's a walk in the park. You had
All
four
their
games
stars got
right
hurt
there.
though.
Huh?
So all their stars got hurt this year.
Listen,
It's a
they
weird
still
preview
won
thing.
better than 11 games. Like
Um,
that.
mm,
Listen, I they deserve to be there. They are a number one team,
okay.
and yeah,
Okay, cool. So, short answer: are the Seattle Seahawks worthy of being number one seed? Short answer: yes, because they got there. Um, do I think they're the best team in the NFC? I don't, until further notice. Okay, so exactly how you're feeling about Sam Darnold right now. Let's go back to Matthew Stafford. Until I saw Matthew Stafford like do the shit, I was like, Matthew Stafford, I watched him in Detroit. Like I saw the same thing you saw. I'm like, he's not gonna be able to compensate for stuff. Like until he did, I was like, they overpaid for him. Sam Darnold has shown to have a low ceiling in the playoffs. No matter what happened, come playoff time, his ceiling got lower. So I need for him to prove me wrong. But I don't feel wrong with looking at their roster against the other NFC rosters, and there's about like three other ones that I'm like, this is going to be interesting. And adding their quarterbacks against him, I'm still looking at the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm like, well, I don't think they're the best team in the NFC, even though I love their defense. I think their defense is like the third best defense in the NFL.
you know what I love about their defense, right? It's like it's like a B student, right? Like you know how like some people got some subjects that they're really strong at.
Mm-hmm.
They got the most. There's zero holes in their defense, right? But and like they don't have like I think they got like one superstar, but like their defense is solid all the way
Yo,
across.
what is this mechanism that you have here, yo?
Oh no, that's my tablet.
Yeah,
Listen, it's my
getting
tablet.
dizzy. I'm dizzy right now.
Uh,
What's going
I don't
on,
even know how,
yo?
to be honest with you, I don't even know how to stop it. Let me see.
All right, just go ahead. Just keep going. Just keep going.
They yeah, I think their defense is solid across where there's no like everybody's on the same level. It's like
Mhm.
they don't got no all pros, but they got hella pro bowlers.
They
You know what
got
I
some
mean?
overachievers, and they got
Yeah.
some people that are up in their game. I get it. I
They
get
they
what
got a bunch
you're
of
saying.
hard workers. They got a bunch of hard workers. No freaks of nature.
Right?
A
They're
bunch
not
of hard workers.
geniuses,
Yeah.
but
They kind of
they
smart.
they gonna get the job done, and they gonna excel in this thing called life. I get it. I like that analogy.
It's a blue collar team. Like I really like there there's no I in team on this squad. Like
Mhm.
other teams, like if so and so gets hurt, like Kyle Hamilton gets hurt, you're like, oh man, the fucking Ravens is done. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's next man up on this squad
Okay.
because I feel like
Yes.
they got like I think they got like 4 or 5 people. They got 5 sacks on the squad.
Hmm. I
That's
think no, they got like four or five people. They got more than five sacks.
let me see. 2 was 7, 1 was 6, 3 was 7, 1 was 6.
That's what I'm saying. Like the four or
Yeah,
five, they definitely had. They definitely
yeah.
was spreading the wealth around. So shout out to the Seahawks. Um. Okay. Who is definitely losing round one? Or who do you just simply not trust if you don't really want to throw it there?
Steelers, Panthers, Niners, Chargers.
Okay, go ahead. I like how you breeze through that. Go ahead.
Listen, the Steelers, y'all beat the Ravens. Them niggas sucked all year. Panthers, y'all y'all needed a losing team to beat another losing team for y'all to get in. 49ers, like, you know how they be like bang bang Niner gang? Like all them bang y'all got a shot wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, y'all
Mm-hmm.
missing somebody
And
every
they
week.
going to Philly? And they going to Philly?
Yeah.
Oh no, they're not. That's not going to work out well for them.
And I feel like the Chargers are the better team, but I can't trust Justin Herbert because every time I think that he's that guy, he disappoints me more than the Ravens.
Okay. All right. So let me stop you right there. And you know how I feel about Justin Herbert because I've said it to you. You know exactly. I made a whole post and you commented on it. I made a whole post about who's the most overrated player in the NFL. I said Justin Herbert. So my question is, and I'm going to say my rebuttal on this in the form of a challenge. Listen, Justin Herbert. I'm gonna give you two names: C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence. The only reason that they're looked at to be legitimate quarterbacks, the only reason they are getting the contracts that they're getting is because with worse rosters, they took their ass right into your home and they beat you with worse rosters. Are you really gonna let Drake May come out of here and be another quarterback? Because that's now going to be your history. And I'm not going to be quiet about it again. If you allow Drake May to beat you, this is going to be the third quarterback who is making the case of being great off your ass. And stop telling me, and then at that point, stop telling me about the stats. Stop telling me about 4,500, 5,000 yards. Stop telling me about how talented he is. Stop telling me how great he is every time he loses and he turns into Superman when he loses, when he need to be Superman and take his ass to New England and handle business this
Yeah.
game. So
It-
I'm going, hold on. But what I'm going is the reason why I say all that, the team that I'm not confident in, that I think is going to lose, I think they're going to New England and they're going to win. Because New England does not present the problem for their offensive line that their offensive line absolutely positively has. And you're supposed to have the better quarterback. So I'm saying the team that I think is going to lose and I don't have trust in is the New England Patriots. With all that said, damn it, put me on ESPN. I need my own show on ESPN. They need to pay me that kind of money because you don't just get that everywhere. Okay,
See, my one thing about the Chargers that I could kind of see them making it out.
don't bet on it though. Don't bet. Don't put your money on
The
the
only
Chargers.
and it's not about Herbert, right? I think that this is a contract year for Khalil Mack, and
Hmm.
this is like make or break year. So I feel like if he wants to go to a contender, if he wants to get paid one more time, he has to go off in these playoffs. Will he? I think I think the more talented Harbaugh is in the Chargers, but the better coach Harbaugh is with the Ravens, but he's been sucking ass as a coach too. So I don't know. I
Thing.
think
But
Ravel might
here's
have
the
his
thing.
number.
But here's the and I've heard it, and if you look at the post when I talk about the Chargers, you should see how the Chargers fans be in my damn comments talking all this good shit about how I'm wrong. This ain't gonna age well. You don't know what you're talking about. Go do something else beside. You have Justin Herbert as your quarterback. The same way that we look at Josh Allen, people tell me Justin Herbert is in the same vein, and you need Superman to show up. And he shouldn't need. I'm saying that Khalil Mack shouldn't need to go off for them to win this game. He shouldn't need to.
I mean, he shouldn't need to, but I think he just might though. But and then you also gotta look at it this way: they don't really have like a stud to hang their hat on. Like they
No,
don't have,
but they play, but they're like honestly, like so the Chargers you're talking about, right?
yeah,
So the Chargers, honestly, they're a physical team. Like they're physically they don't have a stud per se, but they wear on teams. And looking at when they play against physical teams or teams that I deem to be more physical than them, they're they've shown to be just as physical and say that's the style we can play to. So
yeah,
I'm saying the team that I think I'm worried about, New England Patriots. So
yeah. I mean, I don't believe in Justin Herbert and Khalil Mack. Like again, maybe he's going to be somebody's third down back. You know what I mean, he's going to come off the bench somewhere. You know, because I feel like a lot. That's a lot of DNs that they're trying to make their bread and butter at the end of the career, taking a mid level. You know what I mean, but I don't know. I don't see the Chargers winning.
okay, okay, I get it. Um, so and the flip side, who scares you in these playoffs? Like, who are you looking at and saying these number one, number two seeds? You may not want to see this team. Like this team is the inconvenient truth right here. Who scares you in these playoffs?
I mean, we didn't talked about it to death. The Rams, the Eagles. I feel like the Eagles played bad all season, but they had so much talent that if they get it together, they match up well with anybody.
Mhm.
The Rams, another team that matchups well against anybody. Even though like the Green Bay Packers aren't 100%, I still like them.
Oh,
I still
they don't scare me anymore.
I,
Before, I mean, they lost,
Michael.
they
Yeah.
lost Micah, they lost Tucker
Go,
Craft. I,
did they lost another wide receiver too, like Gold
yeah, Christian Watson.
I was gonna say Golden Tate for some reason.
It's okay.
Um
That's okay.
I maybe I just believe in the magic in New England. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
they back at what's that Gillette or
Gillette Stadium.
yeah, it's the winter time. You know, these teams gonna be coming up there with all that fucking snow. They ain't gonna know what to do with it. I don't know, but I those are my four teams that might go a little further than expected.
Okay. So I'm telling to you right now. I said my pick is out of the AFC is the Denver Broncos.
Uh-huh.
AFC Championship game is going to be the Denver Broncos against the Houston Texans, which lets you know exactly who is. I'm telling you right now, all of them better avoid the Houston Texans. There's really one reason why I think even in that matchup that Denver would win that game. But even Denver, I'm not so confident is going to be the Houston Texans. And I said, if it's not the Denver Broncos, there's two teams out of the AFC that can win the AFC. And luckily they both avoided each other because first they was on a collision course to see each other round two, and they avoided each other till the AFC Championship game. The Houston Texans is the team that everybody else better avoid. They're going to go to the AFC Championship game.
Because wait, if they win, well, when they win first round against the Steelers, who they play second round? The
They
win.
would it would depend on who wins, but if the If the Chargers won, then they would play the probably the number 2 or 3 seed. If the
Oh, okay. So if the
Chargers
Chargers win,
lose, then they would probably get the number 1 seed.
so the Chargers win, they're going to Denver. Chargers lose, their New England's going to the Texans.
No, there's no chance of them going to Denver round two. They're either going to play the 2 or 3 seed in the
Nah,
second round.
nah,
Where
because if the Chargers lose, that means New England won. That then they play the lower seed. The lower seed would be the Texans. 5. New
okay,
England New
yes,
England will play the
yes,
Texans and
yes,
then well,
yes. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you for
yeah.
correcting me there. So we'll have to that has to work itself out. But how it looks, if I'm saying I was right, and I think the Chargers are going to go beat New England, the Texans and the Broncos won't see each other to the AFC Championship game. But yeah, you might want to avoid the Houston Texans, boy. That deep now that defense is talented and it's nasty and
and is
hold on and
and
it's
is
knocking
and is
hold
well
on hold on
coached.
and it's knocking people out the game too. The safeties for the and they're not the problem, but the safeties for the Houston Texans are knocking people out like they Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu. Okay, they're knocking people out. They're nasty. They can get to the passer. Listen, their offensive, the Houston Texans offensive line is their problem, and that's not even looking like it hasn't even looked like the problem in the last month.
I mean, they're also well coached. I like when
D'Amico Ryan's is
defensive
amazing.
yeah, yeah. I like when defensive studs go and coach.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I mean they are a problem.
They're a huge problem. Okay.
Boom, boom. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter. Boom, boom. Yeah, I feel you.
Um. Okay. Cool. 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 So let's start running down these wild card games real quick. Um. So I'm just gonna go in the order of how they're coming up. So the first game of the playoffs is Saturday 4:30. It's the Rams against the Panthers. Who you got? Yeah, pretty
Come on,
simple.
come
Okay,
on, come on now.
I understand. I understand. Yes, the Rams are going to win. Unless, no, I'm just playing with you. No, there's no chance. The Panthers have no chance here. But shout out to the Panthers for making the playoffs. It's the first time they won a division since 2015 when Cam uh, took them to the playoffs. By the way, I want to just say real quickly, and we could just move on. I don't like how people are being disrespectful to Cam as if he's not at the top of the top of the top enough to say to be smarter than everybody else about an opinion. So when he says something, everybody else, oh, gotta shut up and listen. I don't
You,
like that.
you gotta remember, everybody. The way he says things, it's not in a controversial way, but the way he views things is a little different, right? So he's calling NFL greats game managers, which I slightly disagree there. I can't say you can call Tom Brady a game manager when like
But it's not what he said. Tom Brady was a game manager, and
not
then he expanded upon it. Like he didn't see. That's what I'm saying. Like he didn't. He's not lying about. But the fact that Cam Newton says that, the fact that everybody else is like, well, he can't know what he's talking about. Why the hell wouldn't Cam Newton know what he's talking about?
Cam Newton
Because
knows what he's talking about,
somebody's like a game manager. Like why
but
would
there,
Cam? But
there
why would Cam Newton not know like
but
what he's talking about?
there's one small part that he's forgetting from elite quarterbacks, right? The all right, a game changer might have the physical
Just make it quick. We'll make we
qualities.
got more topics. So
Oh,
just
I pop a game changer might have physical qualities, but it could have a cerebral quality, and that's what Tom Brady had. I just want to add that. Like I I'm not gonna call Tom Brady a game manager because when he had no receivers, he still won.
okay. Okay. So the second game of the playoffs, Saturday, 8 p.m. The Packers are going to Chicago. Who you got and why?
Um, I think that Green Bay is going to beat Chicago. Chicago is young. Yeah, remember I just said they're going further in the playoffs. I get what you're saying, and I don't. I like Jordan Love. I like Jordan Love.
Huh?
I think the better quarterback will win. Like although Chicago has won all those close games, I don't think they're gonna win this one. Like, there's gotta be a point in time where you can beat someone outright, beat the brakes off them, and Chicago hasn't been doing that. They've been winning. I think they're like 12-2 in games decided under 7 points. That's not you. That can't be your goal to win all the close games. You gotta sometimes you gotta knock a motherfucker out, and you ain't got it in you. I think Jordan Love got that in him.
My guests are flabbered. Um, so to me, this is the perfect game for Chicago. This is the game. This is the team that you want to see. Because Green Bay is looked at to be like your big brother, somebody who is going to do. They're going to beat you, even if you're good. They're still going to be better than you for some strange reason. This is going to be the game that I think Caleb Williams really takes that leap and shows you who he is. I think his confidence, he was confident. It looked like cocky or overconfident at first, and then it was like confident, like, and he's doing these amazing things. And now I think he's going to take this step. And the Packers just aren't at their best. But looking at a team that you have some healthy fear for, and beating that team, I think it's going to drive them. And I like Chicago a lot in these playoffs. But yeah, I got Chicago winning this game.
Hmm. They split and they won the last game in overtime. I think Green Bay might have them.
Okay, we'll see.
Being the team back to back is tough.
Yes, it is. Um, so then going over to Sunday, 1 p.m., the Bills versus the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Who you got?
Oh man, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think that James Cook and company. I ain't gonna say that the boy Josh Allen. James Cook and company is gonna go down there and do what they need to do.
You know what's going to happen. You just stop it. Just stop it.
Listen, I feel like the better roster is in Jacksonville. They have like more prominent, more reliable players at every position, but Josh Allen is the difference maker. You know what I mean? Tank Bigsby is a monster. I
Hmm.
think I think Cook is better.
Hmm.
I think the receiving core is much better in Jacksonville. But I think the Bills pull this off
Okay.
away
So,
from home.
so when I look at this game, one of two things is going to happen. Either Josh Allen turns into Superman, or they go home. The better roster is in Jacksonville. Their puncher's chance is that Josh Allen goes off for 350 to 400 yards, amounts 6 touchdowns, 4 passing, 2 rushing, has 80 yards rushing. Like if he does that, then yes, they can win this game. If he and that's not unreasonable. That's not an unreasonable ask for a guy like Josh Allen. But if that doesn't happen, they're going to lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, I'm going with the Jaguars. I'm going with the Jaguars for that reason. Would I be shocked that the Bills won? No. But the better team, the better defense, the better pass rush, um, the more complete team. Like Buffalo's defense is bad and their pass rush is terrible. Um, the more complete team, the ones with the less amount of holes, that's what I'm taking at home, unless Josh Allen goes berserker, which could happen. Okay. So, next game, 4:30 game. 49ers going to Philly. I'm taking the Eagles. The Eagles are going to win that game. Absolutely. No question. But I will say this about the 49ers. Like this is the kind of season that shapes the way that I think and I have to repurpose how I say things and how I approach things because the 49ers showed me a lot this year. They lost at every single position of that they had big name money, the person was out at least a month to being out on IR and not returning for the rest of the year, and they still put together a 12-5 season. I don't know how to look at injuries and say this is why you lost, and also like Coach of the Year runaway from me, Kyle Shanahan, for putting this together. This was just a masterclass of of figuring it out. Next, you want to talk about next man up? Like every single like if coming to the season, if we told you Brock Purdy's going to be out for a month, Christian McCaffrey's going to be out for a month, um, Nick Bosa's going to go out on IR, Fred Warner's going to go out on IR. What record would you think that they were going to have? They
You're
were
right.
12-5. Right? Shout out to them, but they're about to lose to the Eagles though.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Eagles, like I said, anybody like they have a new offensive coordinator. They've been off all season. Anybody who gets the Eagles in the playoffs, I feel sorry for you because they haven't been themselves all season, and I really doubt that they're gonna come in and not have a fire in their belly in the playoffs. Like they should be the number one overall seed. Everybody thought they were going to be the number one team last year when they won the Super Bowl, and then they had all these great draft picks, and they seem to make every right move
Hmm.
in the offseason except for letting that offensive coordinator go.
Well, he
Like
wanted
they
to be a
did, if
head
they
coach.
never let the offense
He wanted to be a head coach. I mean, that's what he. Yeah.
listen, you
You
want to be a
can't
head
teach that.
coach? Yeah, like that offense coordinator in 2024, 2025, 2023, like in these last 5 years. Offensive coordinator has been so much more important than it's ever been before. Like look at the Chiefs. Ever since Eric Bieniemy's been gone,
They
what
look
the
a little
fuck?
different.
They look like a whole different team. And it like every year you're like, well, they're getting better pieces, and it ain't working. And then I mean, like that offense coordinator is big in
Hmm.
today's game.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and also the same thing that I felt about the Bears with the Packers. I think this will be a confidence boosting game for the Eagles, which is why I didn't have too much to say about them. I think that like, okay, how good are we? Is this going to get messed up? All right, cool. We'll play a team. We can beat them. Okay, get confident. All right, cool. We got 10 minutes. Let's rush through these. Um, so Sunday night 8 p.m. I already told you who I thought was going to win. Um, Chargers. You said the Patriots. So so we gonna have something to talk about Sunday night. But I got the Chargers, you got the Patriots. Um so the final game of the wild card round, Texans and Steelers.
But
A little anticlimactic because
yeah,
we both picked the Texans. All right, is there any chance that the Steelers could beat the Texans?
is there any chance the Steelers can beat the Texans? Yes, there's a small chance if Cam Hayward plays like he did today, if DK Metcalf comes back with a chip on his shoulder, if Aaron Rodgers can resurrect himself again, you know what I mean? Like I feel like the Steelers have a great defense every year. They got TJ back, Cam is back. They got Patrick McQueen. They got a solid defense. The offense needs a lot of work, but with Aaron Rodgers back there, who knows? He might catch a little heat, and then him and DK Metcalf. Like he was able to put some numbers up today without DK Metcalf. When once they have DK Metcalf to take the top off of defenses to be a release valve, like DK Metcalf is going to be 100%
That
healthy because
happened
he
after
just
Kyle
sit.
Hamilton got hurt though. Remember that.
I mean, but you also have uh, a wide receiver who's bigger and stronger than most linebackers. Like I I always like that, but I still think the Texans win. It's just I think winning today's game without DK Metcalf is going to give them confidence. They're going to get DK Metcalf back, and now they're going to have a lopsided field.
Okay. Okay.
But
So I mean, like for me, outside of we you put your pants on just like I put my pants on type of thing. I don't really see a lot of scenarios where the Steelers are going to do it, unless they just go up big and like they just run off 17 quick points.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And now the Texans is like, all right, this is not the strategy we was going to go in. I mean, if they're going to do that, then okay. I just don't see that.
yeah. I just think I hope I mean the Steelers are probably going to do with the same bullshit they did against the Browns, where they try and rush the offense so that the DNs can't get to Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, they lost that game, so there's no point in doing that.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. All right, well, brother. this was amazing. You know, this was amazing. It's getting kind of late, so we're gonna wrap this thing up. Um, you got any final words you want to say, man? I know you still, you know what I mean.
Listen,
You know what
I
I mean.
listen.
I'm
I
here for
feel
you, if anything,
e-
brother.
e-
You know, as brothers,
every
we gotta stick together. You know.
everything happens for a reason. We needed a better draft pick. Hopefully, we pick up some pass rushers in the first round or some offensive one or the other. Pass rusher, offensive line. Matter of fact, we need to get both. One in free agency, one in the draft. We got 7 picks. We're gonna come back next year. My boy Lamar's gonna get his championship, and y'all can stop throwing dirt on his name.
But oh, just in conclusion, like, so y'all are, and I'm not saying this to like even mess with you, like the 2025 Ravens and the Eagles roster that was like they was like the greatest team that ever was assembled. Like y'all got to sit on the shelf together because neither one of y'all made the playoffs. Like what year was that? What did, they called it something? The you know what I'm talking about? They had the short. They had Michael Vick, Deshaun Watson. They had Shady.
Oh
They
yeah.
brought in Namdi Asamoah. They had I can't remember.
What was that the year that Chip Kelly got there and he ended up dismantling the
Oh,
team?
that wasn't that year. Like even like they were so talented, even like Vince Young was like their backup quarterback. Like
Yeah.
so
Listen, we'll all be back next year. I just hope Derrick Henry has a little gas left in the tank so we get him a chip. You know what I mean?
that's a
To cap off
question.
that career.
That's a question.
Listen, I didn't think he was going to be this formidable this year. I mean, but the landscape is changing. Like I never thought I would see the day when Patrick Mahomes would be, like he's not over the hill and he's home. You know what I mean? Like Josh Allen, bro, you better win this championship this year, or else we really gonna be talking about you. You should never won that MVP.
This is what I'm saying. This is see now you saying what I'm saying because he's not getting out of the AFC. And I'm thinking he's gonna lose this week. You heard me just say I picked him to lose this weekend. He's not getting out of the AFC.
I mean, it's gonna be kind of bad because
No
he
Lamar,
just
no Lamar, no Pat, no Joe
Burrow,
Burrow.
yeah, and then he just sat home an extra week. So like now it's like I hate when people sit a passing quarterback because now the time is off. You put Mitchell Trubisky in there. That timing ain't the same between the wide receivers and Mitch and Josh and the wide receivers.
Hmm.
Mitch went out there and put on a clinic, 4 touchdowns, bro. Come on now. Like it, I don't know, but hopefully he was home throwing the ball. If you don't win this one, that's it for Josh. I'm sorry, my boy. If you don't win this one, and Trevor Lawrence is gonna take your spot. Trevor Lawrence is gonna be the new hope. You know what I
This
mean?
is why we're gonna talk about this a little bit off, but this is why I said you need to. You've heard me say it. Quarterbacks win their Super Bowls traditionally before they get big money and after they get the big money because this roster sucks and it's not his fault, but the money's in his pocket to make this roster unsuck.
Well, I
Pause.
mean,
Pause.
wait, do they got any money? Oh hell no, they 4 million over. Yeah, they done.
That's, do you see what see? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy when I be saying
See,
stuff.
it's tough that because I don't even think there's that many players that are paid on the team. It's him. James Cook ain't making a whole lot of money.
He
Maybe they
just got
put
paid. He just got paid.
yeah, but running back paid and wide receiver paid ain't the same type of paid. You know
But
what I mean? Like
he's still at the top of the league of it. Whatever the it is, he's still at the top of the league of it.
10 million. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
more than 10 million, but he's still at the top of the league of it. But let me wrap this up because we only got 2 minutes left on this. So catch the full episodes on Spotify and YouTube. Catch the reels on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We all over the place. Sorry, man. I'm sorry to hear about your Ravens, man. Sorry to rub salt in the room because you don't know football. I'm your boy Reek. Like Martin said, I'ma see you when I see you. Peace.